Welcome to Bothering the Band. My name is Ryan. Abby's here too. On today's episode, we have Chad from the band Kestrels, who came to us via Slow Down Molasses, and he makes punk rock mixed with shoegaze and a dash of 90s music, and it's great. Listen to that. Give it up for Chad from Kestrels.
Hey, Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Doing very well, thank you.
It's so nice to finally put a face to the Twitter.
That's right.
I feel like we've known you forever. This is Abby, who you've had correspondence with as well.
Hi there.
I'm happy we could make this happen, a reality. Thanks for sticking with us, man.
Oh, of course. Thanks for taking me on, and thanks for doing that Slow Down Molasses one. That band's on my label too, so that was super cool that you were able to do that when the record came out.
Yeah, they're great. You're great. So it's all what we're learning in this is that so many great bands are connected, and we're just happy to be a sinew in that connection.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Where are you two located?
I'm in Florida and she's in Wild, Wyoming.
Very nice.
My first question is, where the hell are you?
I'm in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
I actually knew that. And one of the questions, and it's way down in the list, but I just want to ask, is there any good Mexican food in Halifax?
Oh, there's a new place. I haven't gone to it yet. My partner went and she said it was okay, but she went on the first week it opened. So maybe we'll check it out.
Iron out some kinks.
Yeah, we were just in Palm Springs last week and had very good Mexican food there. So it's all going to pale in comparison to that, I think.
Oh, no. Well, now I'm officially starving. So we talked about Slow Down Molasses. Do you have any funny stories about those fellas? Let's get that out of the way too.
We met them. Nothing too wild, but we met them. We played a show with them, weirdly enough, in Liverpool, UK, at the Sound City Festival, and we played with. I'm spacing on her name now. Maybe Eleanor Friedberger, and anyway, her drummer made this claim to us at the end of the show in the green room that he was a founding member of Modest Mouse. And so this is like pre-internet on like international cell phone days. So we were like scrambling to figure that out and we couldn't confirm it. I'm not saying he's lying, but we couldn't confirm it.
Is his name Gary by any chance?
Oh, I can't. It was like 10 years ago, honestly. I can't remember. No, we've played a few shows with them. They're super cool people in it for the right reasons and make great records. And yeah, I guess we've seen them. They played in Halifax a couple times and we went to Calgary once, to Sled Island. Yeah, great dudes. Nothing too crazy though.
Yeah, they're pretty even keel. I would love to see them like I can't even imagine them like blasted and like, tipping over a Coke machine or something like that.
Yeah. It's not the Canadian way as it's stereotypically understood, I don't think.
It's not the Canadian way, which is our next question is you got to fill in the blank. Canada. It's not just
hockey. It's not just maple syrup. It's not just, I don't know. We've got some bad things in Canada too. It's hard to make it too pretty. We've got some problems here, big time.
Yeah, I like when Canadians talk about they're like, we got some problems. Like, yeah, all right, sure.
Yeah,
it's become this like assholes, So even when you say American you have problems, we're like egotistical, like, no, ours are bigger.
No comment, but we definitely, like we had the trucker convoy here. I'm sure you saw that in the news, and it was like, I don't know. There are problems. That's all I'll say.
Well, I will say that we specific myself, very much so. I love Canada, and there is so much incredible music that comes out, like from mainstream to indie music that comes out
Yeah.
of Canada. And I had a little, I would go to Montreal a bunch, and I had one little ritual where it's like the first bar I heard um original music I would go into, and I
Oh,
discovered
nice.
so many cool bands that way that we're trying to get on the pod. And so
Yeah.
yeah, Canada, it's not just Nickelback, you
It's
know.
not just Nickelback. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's hard, I've lived here my whole life and it's nice to be from here, but it's weird. I think as a younger, like I was born in the early 80s. And so there was this like very like, kind of like whitewashed version of history we learned in school. And like, it's like, just put a Canadian flag on your backpack and people will be nice to you anywhere you go. And that might even been true for a while. I don't know. But I definitely feel like everything in the world, we're kind of getting a calibration right now, which
Yeah.
is probably overdue, to be honest.
Well, we'll move on from the annoying Canadian questions. Goddamn Americans. Okay, this is off the cuff here. Without saying the year, what year were you born? Try to think of a different way. I'll go first. Ready?
Okay.
Wait, Abby's got something. She's chomping at the bits there.
I have a good one. You go first, though.
No, I got nothing. I was just gonna say Back to the Future, but it's not the year I was born.
E.T.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, it's a tough one. I mean, this is not a great answer, but I think
I got one.
My best-
Epcot.
Epcot. Okay. I'm trying to think of the year. My memories are just like very much FM radio in my parents, like Huey Lewis and the News. It's kind of like my first memory of music, I guess, if that makes any sense. So
I think that's a perfect way to describe when you were born.
And I think probably like neon pink and neon like green, maybe spandex bicycle suits might get me in the right era too. Yeah,
MTV.
it's probably
Yeah.
early MTV. Yeah,
MTV.
Gabriel.
Yeah, MTV is 1982.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Did you know that, or are you researching right now?
No.
Oh wow,
E.T., MTV, Epcot.
that's awesome.
All abbreviations.
Ah. All right. No segue. Do you like kettle corn?
Yes, I do.
When's the last time you had kettle corn?
Oh, I think like in for a few Christmases. Do you have Costco in America? I'm sure you do.
We do.
Yeah, of course, it's American. That would make sense.
Yeah. It's also the whole vibe of it is like buy more shit.
Yeah. They had these gigantic tins of like multiple types of kettle corn. So that's kind of, it's been a while, maybe like 10 years, but yeah. Lots of popcorn
though. So you said you're an English teacher, right?
I am, yeah. I teach high school, high school English and IB literature.
Oh, cool. What is one book that you absolutely hate teaching?
Oh, okay. I can usually find good in all of them, but I had to teach 1984 for the first time this year. And I think it's a result of maybe one specific professor I had who was like a major influence on me, who was like very against, if you were to like line up every classic book like Gatsby in 1984 or whatever, put them in a continuum, he'd be like, those aren't the good ones. You have to read the ones like to the left and right of those. And so I like, my students are awesome and I love them and we had fun with it regardless. And, had some great conversations, but I just think like the last half of that book is so hit you like, this is the meaning of this book, exactly how this book is supposed to be taken. And I like a little more subtlety than that, I guess. Yeah. No offense, George Orwell stands out there, but
that's how I felt about Gatsby especially when I was younger. I remember doing like a book report or something on it, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole book report was whittled down into that's like rich people and rich people's problems. And yeah, it just didn't connect. And like you said, it wasn't until I, grew an actual personality and went around those classics, I found the
Yeah.
books that I love. Yeah.
Yeah, that was always my feel like when I was in school, is that idea that I knew literature was awesome and I knew I wasn't reading the right stuff. You know what I mean? I could tell it's like when you listen to like kind of like any post Nirvana band and you're like, oh, like I know there's something cool around this, but this isn't the right version of it for me. So yeah. Always go underground.
Yeah, you got to. I love digging. Speaking of music, like digging for music is something I feel like it's do you think that's still done where you like go? I remember just digging in crates or people's suggestions and I get lost now on Spotify where I'm like a band sounds like or something like that. You think kids are still doing that?
Oh yeah, the kids are. I don't know about you two, but when I was young, it was like it had to fit embarrassingly in a very specific window of like depressed white guys or something. Which I'm just being honest on the pod right now, but that's kind of like if it didn't have loud guitars and distortion pedals in the choruses or whatever, it was like I can't. Although my band does sound like that, to be honest, in a lot of ways. Kids now are like way, in my experience as a teacher, are like way more open to like jumping from the Eagles to Taylor Swift to something the algorithm spits them from, like, I don't know, like some suburb in Tokyo. Like they're way more open to whatever is coming their way.
That's very true. We were talking with another guest about it and how it was like with my punk rock friends, I didn't talk about hip hop, and with my hip hop friends, I didn't talk about punk rock because you don't cross those lines.
No, yeah, especially, yeah, totally. Even though they're like more closely connected than maybe anything, I don't know, but absolutely. Yeah, it's funny how those like silos sort of like shoot up everywhere, but it's different now, I think, for the most part.
I guess that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Would you rather be half your height or double your weight?
Oh my goodness. I think double my weight because I always wanted to be able to dunk a basketball.
Okay.
No, does that make sense? No, that doesn't make any sense. I was thinking double my height. Oh my goodness. Oh.
No, half your height or double your weight.
Right. I feel like maybe, I don't know. This is a very challenging. This is the hardest question I've ever been asked. I'll say half my height, just to give you an answer. I don't have a good reason for it.
You're going to be thinking about this for like a week and a half.
I know. It'll be my question tomorrow at school. Yeah.
It's a good, conversation starter. And this is perfect. Next question. Do you work out your pecs?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
My last name is earned. Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm getting swole, as they say.
You're getting swole. As you can see, we try to make these loose threads, to your music, you as a person, we're super, and then some of them are very superficial and real dumb.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's been a hell of a day, let me tell you. So this is a good way to end it off for me.
Yeah, you're telling us. Is flossing in public acceptable?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, flossing, underappreciated activity, I would say.
I guess I'm just used to like people flossing on the subway, and you're like, really? Here you go.
Well, we don't have a subway in Halifax, so maybe I would see them flossing in the park, maybe, which feels less less gnarly somehow.
You call someone you're like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm just in the park flossing.
I've had dental hygiene, very important. So although I'm kind of curious, have you seen these like water pick things that people are using now?
Yeah,
I might get one. I don't know. I like a good gadget.
That sounded a little
And-
defeated though. You're like, I might get one.
well, I've had braces. I'm on a loose thread now too. I had braces 3 times, twice as a kid and once as an adult for various reasons. So I've got brackets all behind my teeth, and so flossing is a real pain for people who are post braces. So
I'm not kidding you. In the list of questions is, did you ever have braces?
yes,
That's wild.
I can add to that a little bit in a very kind of like exercising the demons of my past way.
Let's do it.
So weird. When I was a kid, I had baby teeth, as you do, and adult teeth, as you typically do. But in the front, I had a second set of adult teeth for my front 2 teeth. And so I had they were up, I guess, I don't know if people aren't watching this, but they're like up in a second set above my adult teeth. And so they had to put braces. This is a very good look in junior high school. Braces only on my front 2 teeth.
Yeah.
To pull those other teeth down, rip them out, get full set of braces again. And then embarrassingly, I did not wear my retainer as an adult and had to get braces one more time as an adult, which was a very good look, as they say.
I mean, good for you for just sticking with it though. I had braces. Abby, did you have braces? We've talked about this, right?
I had
Look at
this
those pearly whites.
permanent retainer thing that like stretched my mouth.
Oh, nice.
And then I wore a removable retainer for a while.
Brag. I had braces for 4 years, from 9th grade to 12th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I had the full headgear ones, like the ones that's kind of like, that's when you really have a chance to like brag, I think, when you've gone like full headgear, but alas.
Like Joan Cusack from 16
Yeah,
Candles.
that's right.
Well, yes, you heard it here, folks. Floss in public, especially if you've endured and paid in physically and monetarily in braces. You take care of those teeth.
Absolutely.
Do you steal or quote unquote borrow any streaming services?
Oh no, not really. We pay for most of them. We sometimes we watch The Matrix 4 or whatever the new Matrix was called on one of these weird like pop-up riddled streaming services. It's pretty, that movie was terrible, like straight up terrible. Well, maybe it wasn't terrible. It's just we had watched the weekend, my partner and I, we had watched the night before. We're kind of getting fired up for it. We had COVID, so we were just like at home, not doing much. And the first one, we're like, this rules. We're watching all this like YouTube. Did you miss this in the Matrix video? So we're kind of like really like fired up for a kind of like, I guess, bastardized philosophical experience at this point. And then Matrix 4 was very much like kind of superhero movie adjacent, like lots of gags and like just seemed like I don't know, the production didn't fit the story for me, I guess. But
that's very well said. I think Abby will agree. It just seemed pointless.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, let's see if this works. Yeah.
I did like the first scene where they recreated the first scene from the first movie. I was like, that's pretty cool. I was kind of into that. And then it just sort of fell apart for me.
Last time you went to McDonald's?
Oh, we our apartment is like 2 blocks from a McDonald's, and so like our Sunday morning ritual usually is to go get breakfast sandwiches. So probably, I guess we were flying last weekend. I came home from California, but maybe the week before, probably 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, sausage and egg McMuffin.
Yeah. Do you have Taco Bell there?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's I feel like that's dangerous to live next door to like fast food or close to it.
Yeah, it's not great. Taco Bell doesn't seem to be a thing here. Like it maybe is there. Like they exist, but they're not like, I feel like Taco Bell is an institution in America. Am I right about that?
It is.
Yeah, and it seems like less of a thing here, I guess.
It has that late night cachet, thing, and it's delicious.
It is true. I kind of want to live though in Japan. Apparently they treat ramen like they're kind of late night fast food, and ramen is kind of my go-to if I need to order out something quick, but not fast food. It's usually ramen. So I want to
So
move to
good.
Japan.
Do you remember what, like, I don't know, 10 years ago when ramen like hit?
Yeah.
Like, remember that? It was like,
Yeah.
You bought it at the store. It was free, dried, and you made it in college, but then it like hit.
Yeah. Yeah. And it became like, yeah, there's this place that used to be in Halifax called Kodo Ramen. And I'm still like kind of in therapy after it closed down because it was so good. And it was really just this like, it was kind of like hidden behind this like, kind of like a fancy deli, I guess, kind of almost like a secret restaurant in behind. And it was just like, oh, I'm depressed thinking about it now.
Sorry, we'll move on.
Okay.
What's the fanciest thing you own?
Oh, probably my 1958 Fender Jazzmaster. First year they made them. They only made them for like 6 or 8 months that year. So that's kind of my, yeah, it's definitely my fanciest thing. It's very
Do you take
cool.
that with you anywhere, or is that just
No, that stays home. I also have something really cool. It's kind of fancy, I guess. It's a guitar pedal that I got from my friend Mitsuo Tate. He used to be in the Cocteau Twins.
wow.
But the only 2 people on the planet who have this guitar pedal are me and Kevin Shields from My Bloody Valentine's. I'm in good company there, I think. So that's kind of fancy too.
Oh, wow. That's very cool. So is it like custom made? Is that why? Like, okay.
Yeah, he made it for like, it was Loveless's 30th anniversary this year, and he sent Kevin one and then he sent me one too, which is pretty cool. So yeah.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Yeah, that's very fancy and very, I think the rarity makes it fancy. I don't know how to follow that, but when is your garbage day? Like tomorrow is my garbage day.
Yeah, every other Sunday, and then recyclables go on the other Sundays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Abby, when's yours?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Oh, we got to go twice a week.
Garbage twice a week. Wow.
Yeah.
That says a lot about
Florida.
you.
I mean,
are you Florida man?
Yes. It's just guns and needles. That's all they get in the garbage. And Walmart receipts.
Yeah, that's
right. Have you ever had a pet bird?
As a kid, this is very weird. I guess we're getting into my deep psyche here, but we grew up in a nursing home. My mom ran a nursing home out of our house, and one of her, she called them guests. I could say patient, maybe. One of the seniors who lived with us, her daughter went on vacation for 6 months and gave us a bird to live in our house for those 6 months. So yeah, we had a bird for a little while.
How imposing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was weird. Another thing that happened, speaking of pets and that weird situation, we had someone who gave us a Cocker Spaniel and then took it back 2 days later, which was our first dog. It was very pretty heavy time for a 12-year-old or whatever.
Oh, wow. If you had a pet kestrel, what would you name it?
Ryan, I think.
Yay. Oh man, I can't wait to burden you with a pet bird now.
That's good.
How do you feel about disco/techno?
Oh yeah, I mean, not good when I was younger, but definitely more into electronic music as I get older. It's hard. It's like one of those classic disco songs comes on a late Saturday night. It always kind of feels pretty good. Not casual listening, but in the right moment, you can that kind of thumping kick drum is a pretty pretty persuasive force, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. The right moment, the right air.
Yes.
A Bee Gees song comes on.
Oh yeah. The vibe has to be just right though.
Oh, the Taco Bell has to be lukewarm.
The garbage has to be out. Your brace,
Um,
your teeth flossed.
I've lost before the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Just to really cram it in there. Have you used a fax machine in the last decade?
Oh yes, probably. Yeah, we used to have one at my old school.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Filling out cover sheets just seems like very bizarre. But I guess like scanning things 10 years ago was not super easy either. So
No,
I don't know.
printers, scanners, they all still suck. Have you used a fax machine recently? I feel like you have.
No, I'm a
No?
scan and email.
Yeah. I'm a photograph with my phone and email.
Yeah.
In fact, I canceled the fax line at my work 3 years ago because nothing was plugged into it.
Wow.
Oh, what'd you do with the machine?
I have no idea.
Throw it in like a river? All right. Well, moving on. Fax machines. That's what everyone wants to hear about from their favorite musicians. Full moon or crescent moon?
I'm a full moon, despite the way it makes people kind of like freak out a little bit. I'm a full moon guy for sure. I used to live in the country, and so the full moon at night where there's no like light pollution, maybe you call it, where anyway, the sky is very clear. It's like it just is like that's a pretty cool experience.
That's where I live now.
Sure. Oh, nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you have any tattoos?
I have 2 tattoos. I have my record label is called Noise Records, Noyes, and the logo is an umbrella. It was kind of a joke at the time, which is a long story I don't need to get into, but it was an umbrella of love and support was kind of like the fake tagline for a while. And I have that umbrella on my shoulder, and on my left arm, I have a quotation from the Dave Eggers book, A Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius. And it says, "There is nowhere I stop and you begin." So very
cool.
emo, very emo.
Yeah. I mean, I was one paycheck away from doing something similar in like 2002. So yeah, I agree with you.
What would you have gotten?
I just mean the sensibility of that.
Oh yeah.
Of it. I get it.
Yeah.
I can wrap my head around it all.
Yeah.
What's the poster or painting behind you?
Oh, that's we went on a road trip to California 2 years ago, I guess 2019, and it's the Henry Miller Memorial Library. We were just driving up the PCH, and it was this cool, which is obviously like an iconic drive, but yeah, there's a cool little like library in there, a little small house and a big performance space in the backyard. And yeah, it was like I would highly recommend it. Anyway, we just got that poster while we were there, and yeah, here it is in the apartment.
Oh, very cool. Did you see the seals on that drive? Did you stop and take photos?
The super wieners. That's what they're called. Yeah, we saw them by I mean the ones by Hearst Castle, we saw those ones. And the ones too in San Francisco, whatever on the docks.
Wharf. Yeah. The wharf.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah. Big fan.
Are you close with any musicians in LA by any chance?
LA. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Not in LA, unfortunately.
Well, if you feel like road tripping to LA in May, we're doing a live show, a live pod.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to come on out.
That would be awesome.
We can't like fly you out, but if you want to come, you can get on the bill.
I've got visa points, so yeah, maybe I'll come out for that. That'd be cool. Super cool.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We'll plug that another time. What annoys you? You seem pretty, Canadian. No, you seem pretty mellow. Mellow is the word.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty mellow. What annoys me? Maybe like the band Glass Tiger. When we were kids, my brother used to play one of those Glass Tiger songs. He's 37 and still does, but he'd play on his like Discman. He would play Glass Tiger over and over again. So one of those songs, Your Town, I think it's called, or
on one of these.
that's yes, exactly, totally. I was just talking with a Discman in my class today, and the kids had no idea what it was. I was like, that's depressing. Yeah, Glass Tiger drives me insane. Also, like, since moving from the country to the city, I like am slowly getting road rage. So like bad drivers drive me crazy. And wait, I don't really honk or give them the finger, but I feel like a deep sense of annoyance as I sit behind them.
The Discman made me think. I was trying to explain to my daughter the other day, she's 7, that about old like phones. Like, it was so difficult for me to like put into words. I was like, yeah, the phone used to be on the wall, and like it was connected and inside and in the ground, and like explain. I was doing a terrible job, and she was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And that kind of made me feel like that.
Yeah,
it's how weird. You got your music, kids.
Yeah, and like hi there. The concept, I said to my kids at school, whatever, like, let's say you get in a fight with your girlfriend at school in 1997, right? It's like you have to get on a bus for an hour and go home, wait till your parents are off the phone, recognizing they can pick up that phone in a different room and listen to you. Like, all of these, it's not just sending pictures of your forehead in the ceiling on Snapchat all day long, whatever. Like, it's a very prolonged and sort of stressful process. Anyway, the good old days, we call them, I guess.
Yeah. I guess it made you appreciate things. I like that with like photographs, where it's like, if you take a photo of like someone, and then they're like, let me see it. I like to go, nah, I'll send it to you in a week. I'll text it to you in a week. I'm not showing you to take a million of them, because, not too long ago, well, actually a very long time ago, you'd have to like wind it and send it in. When's the last time either of you used like a disposable camera? You can still buy them. They're still at like drugstores.
2016.
Yeah. I don't know about disposable. I have like a Lomo.
Oh, cool.
Like one of those super hipster, 10 year ago hipster, I guess.
You said it. I didn't.
Yeah, no, I still have that somewhere. I haven't used it in a long time. It's still satisfying though to like send a roll of film in and see what happens, even if it's really a gigantic failure, I guess. Yeah. I don't
know. Okay, who's your favorite famous Chad? Also, who can you? Let's all try to name famous Chads.
Oh dear, Chad's kind of a derided name now in the like Chad and Stacy way.
Have you been? Have you gotten any business around? You don't look like a Chad, though.
I definitely don't look like a Chad. No, I don't. I haven't really. My bass player, who's like a super nice, but like not. It was a slightly out of character for him to text me and say like, "Hey, man, I know people are giving Chads a hard time. Is everything okay?" So that's the most that's ever happened around my name. Famous Chads.
All right, here I'll name some. There's
yes, please do.
Chad Smith, who's the drummer of
Chili Peppers.
Yeah, there you go.
No, my least favorite band of all time.
What? Chad Kroeger, who is
Nickelback.
That should be your least favorite band of all time.
Yeah, point taken.
Chad Michael Murray
from Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, something like that. And then Chadwick Boseman. It's Chadwick, so we're close. Chad's tough. Chad Lowe, who's Rob Lowe's brother.
Oh, cool.
Chad,
you know what?
Ocho Cinco.
I don't know who that is.
The football player.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to say Chad Smith, because the Chili Peppers are my favorite band of all time.
I'm curious why they're not.
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of, I don't know. I'm not into like talking too much
He's
shit on the
Chad
pod.
Smith is a big listener.
Yeah. I just think there's like I think it's Anthony Kiedis and plumbing the depths of like what a lyric can be kind of just bums me out. There's some of those lyrics that are just like hard to listen to.
How do you feel about the new song with like the Irish voice?
I refuse to listen to it, to be totally honest with you. I think John Frusciante is actually a fairly good guitar player, but I think they come with like, I don't mean to offend anybody listening. I think they come with like a fake brand of like superficial spirituality that just kind of also bums me out. It's like you're deep if you listen to the Chili's, and I'm like, I don't know. I think they're just supposed to be a band you like make bad decisions around or something.
Oh man. That's very, very funny. I do like them. I don't care.
Oh no, I'm so
I
sorry.
like them. I mean, they're not my, there's those bands that are like just good. And it's not my favorite and I don't hate them. I would say Chili Peppers are like in the middle,
Okay.
And there's a few bands like that. But yeah, they exist. That's great. But I mean,
they
love
do have
Flea.
some big tunes, yeah.
I do love Flea. The big songs I love. I even love their album One Hot Minute, which is like their most divided album.
Yeah,
and I love that
for
album.
sure.
Yeah. It has the Flea
Dave Navarro.
song. Yeah, Dave Navarro. It's a big deal. Such a big deal. This has just turned into the Chili Peppers podcast. Next week we talk about Under the Bridge.
Yeah. I mean, that song's pretty good. I'll admit that.
All right, here we go. Favorite Chili Peppers song is Soul to Squeeze.
That is my favorite Chili Peppers song.
What soundtrack was that song on? Does anyone know?
Oh, it's not like Encino Man or something, or
it's close. You're in the.
Is it?
You're kind of in the ballpark. I don't. You're in the ballpark in my world.
Is it Pauly Shore somehow?
I don't know if I don't think he's in this film, but okay. you could drop him in it and you'd be like, fine.
Okay. Yeah, I give up. I don't know.
This is fun. I'll give you one hint. It is an it's an SNL film.
Oh, it's not. Was Cabin Boy SNL? Probably not.
But I love Cabin Boy.
Yeah, me too. Nathaniel Mayweather, very funny name. He's a fancy lad. Oh dear, another SNL movie. Not It's Pat.
No, man.
Yeah, okay. You have to give it to me. I do remember their song. They had that Love Roller Coaster in Beavis and Butthead.
They did. Yeah. It's Coneheads. It was in the Coneheads soundtrack.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, great movie. Great movie.
So again, you could pick up Pauly Shore and drop him right into Coneheads. Yeah. And it probably came out around the time of Encino Man. It's California. I don't know. Californication. Oh my goodness. I'm not doing this on purpose, but I do have Do You Watch SNL on here?
No, not so much anymore. I mean, it used to especially when I guess maybe before I had a car or something.
Yeah.
When I couldn't leave the house, I'd watch SNL. Not so much anymore. It's like if there's a musical guest I like, I'll watch it on YouTube the next morning. But
true. Are you watching any shows that you're into right now?
Yeah, I just started. We're watching that show, The Dropout, about Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos.
Yeah, with Amanda Seyfried. I don't know how you say that name.
Me either. No, and it started off rocky for like 10 minutes, but it seems fine.
Okay.
I'm also into the show. It's an old show, but like a Peep Show, the British comedy show.
Yeah, that show is so good. I watched that show. That show is very funny, very weird, very British.
Yeah, I'm only like 2 episodes in, but really enjoying it.
Yeah, that's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
What's the last album or song you listened to?
Just before I got on here, I'm DJing tomorrow night at a bar, in the next town over, Dartmouth, and I listened to the song. I was digging. I have a storage locker where I have a lot of my stuff since I moved, and my record shelf is in there still full of all my, not all my records, but a lot of my records. And I dug out the Mercury Rev record that has the song Holes, Deserters songs,
Oh wow,
and has the song Holes on it. And I just,
yeah.
I listened to that just before I came on, and I used to love that song. And so I'm going to play it tomorrow night. So that's the most recent one I've been into. I like that song. I think it's a Spanish artist, maybe Yawners. She made the song called Rivers Cuomo, and it's all about Rivers Cuomo's songwriting. And that song is so good. Like it's so good. I've listened to it probably like 30 times this week. So I would highly recommend that one too.
Oh man. Just as like as you know, in the same world as Slow Down Molasses, our last guest talked about Weezer. It's so weirdly connected. And you're just bringing up topics, or naturally we all are, that like, or braces, SNL, like all this shit that's already here. So, this is one I forgot to ask. This is up top. What's the last cool dream you remember having?
No, it's been a lot of anxiety dreams lately.
Yeah,
we had like, I don't know. Yeah, we had a hard time getting to California last week, like missed airplanes and like canceled flights. So it's kind of been a lot of like stress dreams. I can't remember the last good one I had, which sounds a little more depressing than I mean it, but I'm sure it's about like kittens or something.
Oh, I hope you have dreams of kittens tonight. I used to work in the service industry. I was a bartender server. Nice. I haven't done it for many, many years. And I still have nightmares about it. So,
really?
Yeah, it's very weird. I still I'm like in the weeds and I can't get to all the customers. It's the panic is still there. In your neck of the woods, when you ask someone how are you doing, do people answer live in the dream?
Yes.
And how do you feel about those people?
I feel like maybe I am one of those people sometimes. So, I mean, I lived rurally for most of my life. And so I kind of like, pretty open to any like sort of salutation that way. I'm pretty forgiving.
We gotta think of a new one though. It's so easy to go to. I appreciate it and I understand it. I say it. Everyone says it. I think we need like a new, where it's not, you don't answer the question. You're almost deflecting in a polite but hopeful way.
Yeah. I think the term for that is phatic discourse, when you're making conversation that really has no actual like linguistic function other than to like fill a hole and then move on, kind of. So yeah. I'm with you on that. I have to think about that. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know when I think of something.
You got to write a song about it.
It's true.
Yeah. So speaking of songwriting, what's next for you, for the band, for, this is your moment to kind of tell us what's going on.
Sure. So we had like a really busy fall. We opened for Bob Mould across America, or we did 8 shows with him, in like the coolest venues, like the 930 Club in Washington and St. Andrews Hall in Detroit and Webster Hall in New York, like all the coolest clubs. And that kind of took a lot of energy to get ready for that tour and get all the paperwork done or whatever. So through the winter, I've been working on our new record. We have 8 songs finished, and I'm starting vocals on those Monday, actually. And then we have another recording session booked in May in Toronto to do 8 more songs that I'll finish over the summer. And we're mixing it with my friend and legendary indie rock producer, John Aniello in New Jersey in August. So we'll have that record will be finished, like August 12th. So I'm very, very excited because it sounds really good. I'm really, really proud of it.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Tell the folks where to find you, follow you, all that jazz.
Sure. So at Kestrels Band on Instagram, Facebook.com/Kestrels, at Kestrels HFX on Twitter, Kestrels.bandcamp.com for like our older records and like shirts and stuff. And since we signed with Darla Records in California, they have a separate Bandcamp for kind of our records going forward. So that's Kestrels Dream darla.bandcamp.com or
Living the dream.
darla.com. Living the dream. maybe we'll say living la vida loca. Maybe that'll be
Yeah.
our thing.
Oh, yes. You'll be the first to use that.
And
I was going to
the
say
last
something.
two.
How do you describe your music?
Oh, that's a good question too. This is harder than the half your height or twice your weight question. It's kind of like a mix of like, 90s indie rock and shoegaze with some power pop sensibilities, big guitars, soft vocals, occasional guitar shredding, impressive drumming, thunderous bass. I think that'll do it.
We're going to put all that in the description.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Chad, on behalf of Bothering the Band, I can't thank you enough. I'm so happy that we finally got you on, and thank you for your patience. Thank you for making good music. And yeah, thanks for sticking with us, man.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm going to remember this moment for a long time.
I hope it lived up to it, because I
Totally.
was. All right, Chad. Thank you. This has been a great episode. Everyone, you heard it here. Go listen to Kestrels. Great band, great human. There you go.